My ego is constantly telling me that I need the most horsepower possible to have any kind of fun at all. Whenever I look at a vehicle that doesn't have the most horsepower, I feel like it's either not good enough or it's gonna need some upgrades right away. And this goes not just for ATVs, but for pretty much every vehicle I buy. Cars, street bikes, boats, watercraft, heck, even my chainsaw and leaf blower. But when I set my ego aside, I quickly realized that I do not, in fact, need the maximum amount of horsepower to have the maximum amount of fun. I just have to change the way I think. One of the best examples of having maximum fun with less than maximum horsepower is Can-Am's Outlander 650. Underappreciated is one word to describe it, overachiever would be another. Can-Am's 650 Rotax V-twin produces 62 horsepower. In contrast, the 850 produces 78 horsepower and the 1000 produces 91. Just for fun, the 570 produces 48 ponies. This is a near perfect spread of horsepower options. I think the most interesting point to consider, though, is not just how much horsepower these Rotax power plants produce, but also how they stack up against their competition. For example, a Grizzly 700 produces a claimed 48 horsepower and Kawasaki's Brute Force 750 produces a claimed 50 horsepower. Obviously, the Outlander 650 doesn't need to make any excuses for how much power it actually has, but how does that power feel? Well, we have said that the 1000 Outlander's power delivery is somewhat abrupt and doesn't feel as smooth as we'd like. The 650 is the complete opposite. Power comes on with a refined smoothness that makes riding in even the tightest sections, where precise throttle control is paramount, effortless. Bottom end is fantastic and will have you convinced that there are bigger pistons banging around in there than there actually are. Likewise, top end is equally as impressive. If you can't tell already, I'm a huge fan of the Outlander 650's engine. But as we all know, there's more to an ATV than just the motor. What about the rest of the vehicle? Well, obviously it's built on the Outlander G2 platform. Likewise, ergonomics are excellent. And this isn't just my opinion, but that of the entire Dirt TRAX crew. Sit or stand, fast or slow, aggressive or mellow, it's just comfortable and it fits and feels right. The Outlander 650 we have here is obviously the Mossy Oak Camo Special Edition. I'm not a hunter and I'm not a big fan of camo, but if you're gonna do camo, this is how you do it. This package is available only as a 650, but it's not just an Outlander XT with camo dipped plastic. It includes a set of features and upgrades that are unique and are not duplicated anywhere else in Can-Am's lineup. Standard features like Tri-Mode DPS, Visco-Lock front diff, DESS security, and link-equipped racks are complemented by handguards, heated hand and thumb warmers, a gripper seat, heavy-duty front and rear bumpers, a 3,500-pound winch, aluminum skid plates up front, down the center, and under the footrests, UHMW skid plates under the A-arms, and a set of 26-inch 6-ply Carlisle ACT HD tires on 12-inch hubless aluminum wheels. When you look at the Outlander models that are priced just above and just below this 650 Mossy Oak Edition, you're going to see that this thing is actually a really great value. It includes a list of features that will be appreciated by not just hunters, but all types of riders. Now let's go back to this ATV's 650cc power plant. There's one last point I want to make. Not everyone wants a 1000 or even an 850. Some people's egos are far more reasonable than mine. By choosing the 650, you still get excellent power and loads of torque that feels almost as good as the 850 in a large number of riding scenarios, but you're going to pay less for it when you buy it and when you go to buy insurance. There's no question the Outlander Mossy Oak Edition is an all-round winner. It offers usable features and tangible value. But in my opinion, the real star of this show is Can-Am's 650 Rotax V-twin. This motor is so good, it'll make even the most horsepower-dependent egos question whether or not an 850 is actually worth the extra money. If you enjoyed this segment, make sure you hit that like button and definitely consider leaving us some comments. We always appreciate hearing from our fans. Also, make sure you're subscribed because we have tons of new content coming up right here on Dirt Trax.